Hey, Liam Ward here at LearnTheHarmonica.com. Today I'm giving you my top 5 reasons to learn tongue blocking. Now, tongue blocking is an amazing technique that can really open loads of doors for you as a player. And if you're keen to learn it, then check the link beneath this video to my full course on tongue blocking, open to all levels, going through all the techniques I've learned as a tongue blocker. But today is all about my top reasons for learning to tongue block. Make sure you watch right to the end when I will reveal my top reason to tongue block. But let's go through each one step by step. So number 1 is octaves, or octave splits if we use the full term. So octaves is a technique where you play 2 notes at once which are an octave apart. So for example, 2 G notes or 2 A notes or 2 E notes. And what that does is makes your playing bigger and fatter than just playing single notes. So for example, Duke by Little Walter starts with a lick which finishes with an octave. So without the octave, you've just got those single notes. But if you add the octave, suddenly it's more interesting. That bit there, whoa, what's going on there? And that is a tongue octave sound. So if you're a lip purser who's a bit scared of tongue blocking, maybe wants to take it slowly at first or doesn't want to fully switch to a tongue blocker, then octaves are a great place to start because almost all lip pursers learn to play octave splits because it's just such a great technique that you feel you're missing out if you don't have it. And it's something that you can use as a lip purser, but as a tongue blocker they're much easier to achieve because you're already using a 4-hole mouth shape, so you can easily switch over and get that octave without having to radically change your mouth shape as you have to as a lip purser. So that's reason number 1. Reason number 2 is tongue slaps. Now, slapping, as the name suggests, is a technique where we actually slap our tongue onto the instrument so that we get a rhythmic backing sound. Rather than just a single note, you hear almost a chordal sound to begin with, and then, as the tongue is applied, you suddenly hear a single note, so it makes it sound a lot more interesting. So if you take a walking bass line, if you just play single notes, it's fine, but if you slap those notes, suddenly it's more interesting. And then if you do a slap and a pull where you're coming on and off, suddenly it's revolutionised what you're playing and it's far more rhythmic and it sounds fuller, almost like more than one instrument. It's really impressive both in a band setting and if you're just playing unaccompanied. It's one of my favourite things about tongue blocking and I think it's a great reason to learn it. Reason number 3 is flutters. So a flutter is kind of like a very fast, gentle slap over and over, very quick tempo. So the tongue coming on and off gives us this really beautiful backing sound to our notes. It's something you'll hear a lot with the Chicago style blues players and also someone like Kim Wilson. You'll hear a lot of these flutters in there. And it's just a beautiful technique for keeping long notes more interesting than just hearing, you might hear, or, and it's just something that I think is a beautiful technique. As with octaves and slaps, you can do it all over the harmonica. There are different versions of it. You could do a kind of slightly to the side one, or you could do the octave version where you're putting your tongue straight forward and getting an intermittent chord and an intermittent octave. It's a beautiful sound, and used right it can really fatten out your blues playing, but it's also great for more folky style playing in first position. So really, really cool technique. Reason number 4 is sweeps. So sweeps, a bit like flutters, provide the sound of an intermittent pulse to your notes. The difference is that instead of fluttering our tongue on and off, we're actually going side to side, sweeping our tongue left to right, so that you get the higher note and then you get the lower note. You don't get a chordal sound intermittently, but it achieves a similar technique, and you can use it in the same kind of contexts. So if you take something like a Kim Wilson style lick, something similar to, for example, Oh Baby, then you'd get a... Now you could play that with a flutter, which is great, or you could do the sweep. And they both give a similar technique. Some of you will find the sweeps more difficult than the flutters, and others will find the other way round, because on and off / side to side you might find one easier than the other. You can train yourself to learn both. I've had to get used to doing both. I think the flutter perhaps came a bit harder for me than the sweeps, but it's another wonderful technique and texture to add to your playing. Before I reveal my top reason for learning to tongue block, if you're interested in learning these techniques, then go ahead and check out the link in the description beneath this video. I have a full tongue blocking course teaching all of these techniques and more, so I think you'll love it. And if you're enjoying this video, please click like. That really helps YouTube to know that people are enjoying it, and it means more people will see the video, so I'd really appreciate that. Okay, so my top reason for learning to tongue block is that it allows you to emulate your heroes. So if you think of your favourite classic blues harmonica player, then it's quite likely they will have tongue blocked. And if you listen to their playing and you're listening out to the techniques that I've talked about in this video, then you'll realise, oh, there's a flutter there. Oh, there's an octave there. Oh, was that a sweep? Was that a slap? And suddenly, when you're aware of these things, you realise they're a big part of their playing. So you won't hear them playing just single notes. There'll be all of these added textures involved. I'm not by any means saying that you have to learn to tongue block to be a great player, because there are loads of examples of great people who don't tongue block. But if you want to sound like Little Walter, Big Walter, Sonny Boy 1, Sonny Boy 2, then tongue blocking is the way to go if you want to get the textures, the subtleties, the nuances in their playing. If you are really keen to learn to tongue block, then I recommend you check out my full tongue blocking course. There's a link in the description to that, and it goes through all of the techniques we've looked at today, plus loads more as well. I've set it out in progressive step-by-step lessons, easy to follow, small videos, and we start from absolute basics, so even if you're a complete beginner, you can take the course. I hope this video has opened your eyes to some of the advantages of tongue blocking. I'd love to hear your comments and your questions, so do put those in the comments beneath the video. And please click like and subscribe to my channel if you want to get free harmonica lessons every single week. I'll see you soon for another harmonica lesson. Until then, good luck with your playing. I'll see you soon. Cheers.